Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, the classic, less known classic. This is episode number 2477, Doubleshot number 2371. I have two DC trades, one from physical, one for digital, and they're both series that's well beloved by fans of these two particular runs, per se. Yes, now, I've discussed trades with both these series before, but this one I'm not discussing in a while. This one I'll discuss the other one in just a minute. First we have is JLA Volume 3. Yes, as you can tell by the cover, written by Grant Morrison, also by Mark Waid. Collect the issues 18 to 31 of JLA. I should point out that for this printing of JLA, they actually missed something that there is something missing from these trades that for some reason DC would finally fix this with another printing of the series. You know what that is? The annuals! Yes! This series put out 4 annuals. And for some strange reason, I don't know why the heck this is, DC refused to put these annuals in trades. And yeah, I saw the January solicits. We're getting a new printing of Volume 1, and they're including Ann number 1. Why the heck is it taking so long to collect these fucking annuals? Like, they do it for Batman, they do all the other series, but not this one. Why is it for this particular series, the annuals were not allowed to be collected in trade? You know, that's a really good question. I would love to hear the answer for that particular question. But what happens in these particular issues for 18 to 31, which there's about, now, by the way, you have not only have Grant Morrison and Mark Waid, you also have Mark Millar on the writing too, with artwork by Howard Porter, a legendary artist who, I believe got started back in the 90s, still does artwork this very day. I know that Josh Williamson mentioned to me when he had him do artwork for Flash, mostly he did big story arc. It's mostly what he was brought in for. We also have Mark Pagero and Arnie Jurgensen. This cover right here, this is Howard Porter and John Dell. Your lineup for these issues is Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, the Kyle Rayner Green Lantern, Aquaman, Wally West Flash, Marshmallow, Big Barda, The Huntress, Oracle, Orion, Plastic Man, Steel, Zor-El. Before I continue with Zor-El, I have to mention before, I mentioned once before, you see, Grant Morrison actually wanted to use Hawkman in this book. But there was an editorial mandate. Couldn't use Hawkman. Why? Confusing continuity. So he created this character, Zor-El, to pretty much in a way fill the gap there. And by the way, Mark Waid does issue 18 here. Where basically this is all about erasing characters. Also, for some reason, Wonder Woman is wearing her 1940s garb. Not sure why. Yeah, because I believe this point in time, she actually was wearing her regular costume. Yeah, I don't remember this was the reason why, but yeah, I wasn't reading at the time. Of course, Superman, of course, is still in the electric blue costume. An era for Superman that's not well respected. Yeah, and this is mostly, I think, like just a character disappearing. Of course, it turns out to be sort of a mini story arc, which Mark Waid himself would do some of these issues. Now, Waid himself, if you're really curious, Yeah, Grant Morrison would take a break for these few issues. Yeah, I'm not really sure why, because people tend to think Grant Morrison the first 41 issues. Yeah, he would abruptly leave. He would take breaks. He would take 2 breaks. And this is from his first break he did in the book. Mm-hmm. Yep. First break he did. And it's all about this villain who's taking up heroes. Really interesting few issues, per se. And then we have Mystery in Space, which, yeah, it's mostly dealing with appearance by Adam Strange, who takes the Justice League hostage. Really interesting. Of course, they had this thing end with Adam Strange having his wife and daughter go back. It's a great 2-parter that would end with basically Adam Strange being sent back to Earth, while his wife and child were sent back to Ran. Oh yeah, there was a joke said by him where the reason why I kept going back because his father-in-law basically would try to be sort of a, well, cock blocker. It's almost like basically he didn't want to end with his daughter, and he did. Later on, I think they ignored this. Mm-hmm. They have Grant Morrison to come back on board this book. I love the fact they have the roll call for these issues. Now, for issue 22, the roll call is Superman, Wonder Woman, Zarael, Martian Manhunter, Kyle Rayner, Aquaman, Wally West, and Batman. Mm-hmm. We have guest appearance in this issue by Daniel Hall, the Sandman. Yep. And it's all about Starro for these first couple issues, for these 2 issues. Yeah. It's a 2-part return of Starro the Conqueror. Yep. Then we deal with the return of Chemico. Really fun stuff here. Love it. And then they deal with eventually the return of a known enemy of theirs. Actually, I think this might lead into a return of what? Well, they deal with also the general. Yep. Yeah, basically an old enemy of Catman becomes a general, and he becomes like a villain for this series. Yep. And in the course, they deal with the return of Amazo. Yep, Amazo. Where they fight him, and get this. Here is one of the ways they beat him. Where it's like, yeah, can't beat the Justice League. Like, thanks, Ray. Cause effect. So, yeah, Superman, he's like, listen, Amazo, as chairman, I hereby proclaim the General Lee is officially disbanded. What? Oh no, and that's how he gets beaten. Yes, by yelling at him saying the General Lee is disbanded. No, it comes back like right after this. Yeah, it says disbanded for like 1 issue. It seems something of the fact they would just disband, but they would bring it back like within like the next couple issues. Yeah, so disbands, but they come back like right away. And this issue is written by Mark Millar. Yep. And then Grant Morrison comes back, and of course, then we have Crisis Times 5, Part 1. Yep. Yeah. And we have Captain Marvel here. Yeah, and this is a multi-parter. I believe it takes the last few issues of this that's collected in a trade here. Yeah, it is. It's basically a quick 4-parter, which also involves a guest appearance by the JSA. It's an absolute really fun book. I do recommend it. Give this book a 10 out of 10. Next up we have is Teen Titans by Geoff Johns, Book 1, which collects the first 12 issues of Teen Titans Volume 3, along with the 1/2 issue. You have Geoff Johns and Joe Winnick. This book collects, well, it also collects Teen Titans Outside Secret Files 2003. Now, this is the start of the revived Teen Titans book. They had a book released in the 90s, but it lasted a couple years. But this book right here, this is probably by far the second longest Teen Titans run to date. Excuse me, why would I say that? Well, because basically we had New Teen Titans / New Titans last for 130 years. This was like 30 issues shorter. Now, I've already viewed the next 2 volumes already, being Book 2 and Book 3, which collected up until about issue 33. The Secret Files Orange issue mostly one of the big things with this issue was that Thunder is basically become a superhero, and of course, basically her father, Jefferson Pierce, Black Lightning, is not happy with it, and of course, and basically she sends her father and says, "I basically waited until after graduation to do this," and he's like, "You just graduated 9 hours ago." And she's like, "Yeah." It's like a doctor, like he apparently did not want his daughter to become a superhero, and she became a very successful superhero, and she was even out as a lesbian. Yep, that's Joe Winnick for you. Yeah, this whole issue just basically that backdoor pilot to that. Yeah, and she also uses powers against her own father, just to take him down. And he was like, "Even though I wear a mask, wear a wig." Which she wore that wig the entire run. Yep, yes she would. Making she's basically Black Canary. Now, in the case of the opening issues, the first few issues mostly deal with various different things. We deal with Return of Deathstroke in here, who is revealed in issue 2, he has killed Billy Wintergreen, Deathstroke's Alfred Pennyworth. Not only he's killed him, he has beheaded him and mounted his head on a wall. And here's the thing. It's revealed about halfway through the storyline that this is not Slade Wilson behind the wheel in this one. Oh no. It's his dead son Jericho. Yes, seriously. His dead son Joseph Wilson is behind this. So apparently Jericho went mad, possessed his father apparently for a long period of time, murdered his father's, basically his butler, who was also his mentor, and just mounted his head on a wall like he was a trophy. Now, this was I'm not sure why the heck Geoff Johns thought it was a good idea to do. But he did. And also, while that's going on, apparently Wonder Woman didn't like the fact that Cassie Sandmark joined the Teen Titans. She was telling them to go home, and of course, the Justice League and the Titans start a fight. We have Robin fighting Batman. We have Superboy fighting Superman. Let's see. We also have Cyborg fighting. Cyborg fighting Green Lantern. And there was a joke in here about why there's no Teen Lantern. Yeah, apparently Bendis maybe read this at that point in time, and that's what we had Teen Lantern in Young Justice. His run for Young Justice. So, yeah, and it's all started because Wonder Woman didn't like the fact that he was here, and of course, basically, was pointed out by her, actually pointed out to Superman, that one of your robots murdered Donna Troy, and also murdered Omen. Yes, apparently Geoff Johns could not bother to mention the fact that this Superman android murdered Omen. And Cassie's trying to tell Diana, she's not Donna. Get over it. And the fight stops because Nightwing has to be the adult here. Of course, he's hiding with the Titans. It points out, though, the Justice League are being a bunch of idiots and be a bunch of morons and stuff like that. Eventually it's agreed that basically not only tell Justice League, stay out of the private lives. Because this is mostly put a pissing contest between the Justice League and the Teen Titans. That's mostly put what this is. That apparently writers would love to revisit several times over the years. The Titans and the Justice League having a pissing contest. Yes, this is. Would you say that this kind of started this trope? Yes, it did. Because this run was affected by this nonsense. All because the adult Titans dared to reform as a team with Donna Troy. Yes. Yeah, and also, there's a quick two-parter in here involving Return of Raven. Batman telling Tim Drake, stay away from Raven. Starfire, who is no friend of Raven's, points out to Tim Drake that Batman's full of bullcrap because he doesn't know Raven. Which is 100% completely true. He does not know Raven very well. Yes. There's also a really interesting scene here where we have Cyborg, where he's like resting and of course basically put his organics in this particular protein he can sort of the way he feed himself. So this room, apparently it's implied Beast Boy's been in this room before, so he has to spend time to make sure he doesn't clean it up. He has to spend time cleaning it up after Beast Boy was in there. And Doc's gonna be in there, so eventually he just put them back together. And this is Superboy and Krypto going in here, which is awesome. But these are excellent issues. Yes. Aside from the obvious not mentioning of Omen, which I do agree with Linkara about that. Basically not mentioning Omen died in the Titan/Young Justice graduation day. I do agree. It's an absolute stupid it's a stupid thing not to mention that. There's also a 1/2 issue in here, which also has Ravager. Who was the brother of Deathstroke. Yeah, and he was the third Ravager, and he gets killed off in this issue. Yes. He debuted in Deathstroke 100 number 0. Yeah, and for some reason they had a habit where, oh, let's kill him off and then bring him back in Blackest Night. And we also have a flashback of Rose's mom. Yeah, and also Rose gets her eye removed in these issues. Yep, Rose Wilson shows up here, gets her eye removed to be like her father. It's like, Dad, we match. And of course, he was like, really? Yes, really. He's not a fan of it at all. And there's a little bit of stuff here with Brother Blood. Yeah, the new storyline Raven Rising, which takes up like, just basically starts with the 1/2 issue. It started issue 8 and goes to issue 12. That's mostly what the Raven Rising storyline is. 7 is just a standalone issue. Just Wednesday. 7 is just an aftermath of the first 6 issues. But yeah, these issues were fantastic. Aside from the not mentioning of Omen, but still good issues. Yeah, nothing wrong here. It's almost like basically you can see these issues. You see some planting of seeds. Of basically stuff to come for later. It's just a good start for the first year. Also, I've got to make note of the cover. Now, one of the covers. Now, this is the cover. This is the cover right here for issue number 1 for this volume. But here's the thing. The cover for this book is the cover, not to issue this book. This is the cover. This cover right here. That's the cover for New Teen Titans number 1, which they replaced. Basically, took out. Yeah, Beast Boy. He's back called Beast Boy here because in this run, for some reason, New Teen Titans, he called himself Changeling. Because he's more adult. This fabric, some readers probably still call him Beast Boy, but it's basically Changeling during this period of time. What ranking do I give Teen Titans by Geoff Johns Book 1? I give that a 9.5 out of 10. This book was fantastic. I loved it. Now, I do have another trade here from this really good run for Teen Titans. But I won't begin that run, not just yet. There will be a few trades. Yeah, basically how this is going to work for this particular book is that JLA and Teen Titans will both be kind of reviewed at the same time. Now, in the case of this book in particular, for JLA, there's about 5 more books left to go. Because I've reviewed... No, there's technically 9 volumes of this set. I've now reviewed the first 3 and reviewed volume 9, so basically there's about 5 left. You're thinking, okay, but what about Teen Titans Volume 3? Well, this book in particular covered the first 2 books already, and because basically book 2, that basically covered books 3 and part of 4. Book 3, that covered the rest of book 4 and covered the Insider's trade, which I'll discuss that later on. And it also covered the first few issues of Life and Death. There's also an annual published in that one that I'll cover. Now, my next comic corner for this particular thing, I'll discuss basically issues 32, 33 of Teen Titans. Basically discussing some issues of Life and Death. That's volume 5. I will be discussing basically just a handful of stuff for that book, along with 2 issues that DC just doesn't want to collect for some reason. Nope. So when I come back to Teen Titans, I will be discussing the 2 issues that he skipped over. The 2 issues done by Gail Simone and Rob Liefeld. Yeah, that's when I come back to the book per se, but as next comic corner be, well, who knows? Okay? So yeah, that's it, particular review. Tivy, if you're watching this, what were your thoughts on these 2 trades? How did you feel about these 2? If you did a review, send me a link. If not, these 2 books would be fantastic for you to review because these books are really good. Okay, thanks for you. Bye.